introducing.
This ceremony is an attestation to the successful conclusion of the presidential polls in Nigeria.
However, demands that I introduce.
With the result out and winner declared, it is only customary to present a certificate of return, which is why officials of the Electoral Umpire, INEc, led by its chairman, Professor Atahiru Jega, as well as the president-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari, his team, and leadership of APC are here gathered. Professor Atahiru Jega sets the ball rolling.
I would like at this point to acknowledge the contributions of a number of stakeholders to the successful conduct of the presidential elections. In particular, we would like to acknowledge the contributions of our permanent staff who have worked tirelessly under very difficult challenges to discharge their jobs creditably.
Done with his speech, it's time for the business of the day. The presentation of certificates. The president-elect, here accompanied by his vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, receives the certificate. It's time for his acceptance speech. While attributing his victory at the poll to all Nigerians, he pledged to uphold the rule of law and deal with corruption.
I pledge myself and our incoming administration to just and principled governance. There shall be no bias against or favoritism for any Nigerian based on ethnicity, religion, region, gender, or social status. I pledge myself and the government to the rule of law, in which none shall be so above the law that they are not subject to its dictates, and none shall be so below it that they are not availed of its protection. Corruption distorts the economy and worsens income inequality. It creates a class of unjustly enriched people. Such an illegal yet powerful force soon comes to undermine democracy because its conspirators have amassed so much money that they believe they can buy government. We shall end this threat to our economic development and democratic survival. I repeat that corruption will not be tolerated by this administration, and it shall no longer be allowed to stand as if it is a respected monument in this nation.
The president-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari, also promised to extend hands of fellowship to President Goodluck Jonathan.
I extend a hand of friendship and conciliation to President Jonathan and his team. I hereby wish to state that I harbor no ill will against anyone. Let me state clearly that President Jonathan has nothing to fear from me. Although we may not agree on the method of governing the nation, he is a great Nigerian and still our president. He deserves our support and permanent respect by virtue of the office he has held. This is how an honorable nation treats its servants and conducts its affairs, and this is how Nigeria should be. I give special thanks to President Obama of the United States and his timely intervention and support for peaceful and credible elections in Nigeria, and for Senate Secretary John Kerry and other United States officials. The European Union, especially the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and other nations that were actively involved in ensuring the success of this election are equally appreciated. My sincere thanks to the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the Commonwealth, China, India, and other Asian and Gulf states are also hereby appreciated. Finally, our brothers in the African Union and ECOWAS.
With regard to the issue of terrorism, he has this to say.
No doubt this nation has suffered greatly in the recent past, and its staying power has been tested to its limits by crisis, chief among which is insurgency of the Boko Haram. There is no doubt that in tackling the insurgency, we have a tough and urgent job to do. But I assure you that Boko Haram will soon know the strength of our collective will and the commitment to rid this nation of terror and bring back peace and normalcy to all the affected areas. We shall spare no effort and until we defeat terrorism.
Nigerians have spoken through the ballot box. With expectations reaching new highs, it becomes imperative for the incoming leadership to hit the ground running.
Republic of Nigeria.
Chris Belems, Channels Television News.